action just like that in the number 2 chair today, Mr. John Hebert, Punisher at X-Men.
That's right. How are you, Steve?
Good. How are you doing, sir?
I'm good.
It's another week of chit chat. You know, I really look forward to this because I get to talk to my friends, and it's been a year and a half. And yes, we see you, Nick. We see you, Luke. Thank you for joining us. If you are just joining us, you are watching us either on YouTube, on Facebook, and hopefully, if we're pinned to the top, Collector's Toy Shop. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I am your host, Stephen Ohola. My sidekick for today is John Hebert, and other artists will be flowing in as time goes by. If we're lucky, we'll be gracious of getting 12 minutes with Bob.
What do you mean my 12 minutes are up?
12 minutes are up. So hopefully he's probably looking very, very strategically at the metrics, saying, okay, if I can pinpoint exactly when the most people is watching, that's when I'll drop my 12 minutes.
And always remember the immortal words of Alexander Graham Bell, who said to his wife in bed, "What do you mean my 3 minutes are up?" So there you go.
I only needed a minute and a half, sweetie.
No. There you go.
Anyways, and we have to decide what episode or what week are we going to do it where we just talk wrestling. We have to talk like wrestlers.
Oh God, yeah, a lot of stuff going on. Oh, guess what? We got we got the third leg on the stool.
I'll take it. I'll be the third leg. Sure, why not?
Hey, without that third leg, it's not a stool.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we've got DC and Marvel inker Mustafa Musa in the house. How you doing, sir?
Doing good. Did I miss the wrestling talk already?
No, we were just getting into it. We were just we needed to talk about what show are we just going to do the wrestling speak, where we all just pick our personas, and for the hour and a half we just talk like them.
Hiya, welcome to the House of Hebert.
Woo!
Oh yeah, I'm liking it.
What wrestler would you pick if you had to do it for an hour and a half?
Well, I mean, I remember doing the Macho Man impressions, but I'd be worn out after 5 minutes.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I did Roddy Piper for Halloween one year, and my throat hurt for days. And actually, I've done the Macho Man and stuff too. And yeah, after a while, it gets old.
So the guy that I always did when I was a kid, it was there was the Undertaker, and then there was Paul Bearer.
Oh yeah,
Paul Bearer was ridiculous. He was like a cartoon character. Yeah, so he would talk and talk for 5 minutes and be like, "Ooh," like that to the camera, and then Undertaker would show up and he would just like that kind of thing. Yeah, that was great.
So basically, you're just a heavy breather.
No, I wanted Paul Bearer.
Oh, you need Paul Bearer. All right, so you're Paul Bearer. You're Paul Bearer. John's going to be.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
John, you're going to be Piper or Savage?
I'll be the Hot Rod. I can get
the Hot Rod. Jamie is with us, ladies and gentlemen. It's the creator of the Villainous series. And guys, before you run away, I need to tell you, James Shredder, we only have 10 left. We only have 10 fine art and 10 platinums left. That is it. He has hit 90. Jamie, we were just talking about if we're going to do a wrestling show, and for that show, we just have to talk as the wrestler. Which persona would you pick?
Oh, man. You know, it's funny. I was just thinking about this earlier today. I was like, man, I bet you John would appreciate if I did the whole show talking like Ric Flair or Triple H.
Oh, God, that'd be great. Well, you know, it's funny. Most of the people we've discussed today, the personas we might be, I've been for Halloween over the years. And this year, I'm actually planning on doing the Iron Sheik. And the belt is in progress, so yeah, I think now's the time to do it.
Nice.
Please tell me you're going to have the curled boots.
Oh, absolutely, I'm going to have the curled boots. I'm going to shave my head. I'm going to have the big, which it's halfway there anyway, and the big mustache, and I'm going to be foul-mouthed. I say, Hulk Hogan, I make you humble.
All right, guys.
I was Harley Race a couple Halloweens ago. Now that's a deep dive. How many of you get that? Mustafa, are you too young to? No, you don't. Harley Race?
I remember Harley Race, but I don't remember him having a personality. He was just a tough guy, wasn't he? Like Arn Anderson. He didn't really
he was always the world champion, and he had the bad perm.
Yes.
Okay, and the goatee or the mutton chops and the red, white, and blue, but he had the belt. So I did that a couple of years ago. Plus, he bled a lot. So I was this. I'll show you the pictures sometime. I was bloody Harley Race. I had I had the boots, the belt. In fact, I had I had the belt. Then I was Flair one year. I had the U.S. belt, which you see behind me, and the Dome Globe. And my wife was a Japanese princess, and I had the big robe. Got the belt. That was great.
I think 1 year. Here's a challenge for you, sir. I think for 1 year for Halloween, you should be Gold Dust.
I was. I already was.
No. Show me the pictures. I want the pictures.
I got to dig those up. Let's see. That would have been about, when did I do that? That would have been about 1996 or 7. I was.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Oh.
I was. And it's funny because this buddy of mine and I were going to a party. I had to pick him up. And he was staying with his father at the time. His father was pretty old. And he goes, what are you guys going as? And Russ was, I don't know, whatever he was a sheik or something. And what's John going as? He goes, some wrestler, Gold Dust. His father's like, Gold Dust? Oh, have him come in. I got to see that, And the house that we went to, the girl had she had rented a hot tub for the night. So here we are. Here's Gold Dust in the hot tub.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, guys, let's do some housekeeping. Guys, we are the artists of MBartist, and just like that, we are 5 with Barbie director and freshly moved into her new residence, Francine Delgado. How you doing, man?
I'm okay. Thank you very much. How are you guys?
Your timing is perfect. We're just about to go through the featured art prints. Let's bring them up, ladies and gentlemen. All right, let's kick it off. We've got one from each artist. And first off is we got Bob McLeod's X-Men Mutant Family.
Yeah.
We've got Chad Harden's Wolverine Claws Up. And I think you guys are going to notice really quickly there is a theme. Well, at least a partial one. We've got Francine. Tell us about this one.
Yay, superheroes. Is that the team or not? I hope that's the team because if not, I'm misunderstanding everything. This one is part of 3 pieces, I think I did. Basically, I was taking some of the youngest heroes, like the new generations of heroes, and I did like 3 pieces. And this one is based on Champions. But it's a comic that was created. I think the first guy that drew it was Humberto Ramos. And I have always been a fan of his world. And what I want to basically have in this piece was like a quiet moment between a group of heroes. So they are not fighting. They are not thinking about bad guys or anything. They are just being like teenagers hanging up. But they are superheroes. So they are on top of a building because they can do that. And they are just chilling, eating, having like this quiet, intimate moment in the group. That was the idea.
Cool. All right. So we have that one as a featured. We have this one. Jamie, talk to us about this one.
Wow. The Armorer is a really cool character, underrepresented in the show. I wish we'd seen more of her, but I have a feeling she'll pop up again. I just wanted to kind of hint at the future, I think, with this one, being that I feel like when I first heard the name The Mandalorian, I thought that once the child appeared on screen and we found out a little bit more about him, I kind of felt like he was actually the title character, that he was going to wind up being a Mandalorian. With the reveals from season 2, I don't know if that's still the case, but at the time, I just kind of thought I'd hint towards it and put that in there. So, plus, I got a chance to meet Emily Swallow and get her a copy of it, so that was pretty cool.
Very cool. All right, moving on to the next one. We got James C. Mulligan's Mandalorian Bounty Hunter. Speaking of Mandalorian. Joe Rubenstein's Wolverine #1. Oh, Mr. Hebert.
Oh dear.
Give us the 411 on this one.
Well, you suggested that I do a recreation of that cover, and it was one I always liked. It's certainly a winner because it's a portrait shot of all of them. I mean, they're all in action, yet they're all featured very nicely, roughly the same size. There's action. There's the apples and again, like so many of the Cockrum and Austin covers, I loved them all, but sometimes there was a little bit of stiffness there and some awkwardness a little here and there. And I'm not deriding Dave or Terry, certainly not Terry at all. I know sometimes Dave got tired, and he was a great guy, wonderful illustrator. And sometimes his stuff was a little bit stiff, especially after he left. The X-Men was just doing the covers. And it was a real contrast between what was on the cover sometimes and what was inside. And this was rare that he put Wolverine out in the forefront because he wasn't a huge Wolverine fan. He always kept him in the background. So you suggested I redo it, and I redid it, and I had a blast with it. And I changed a couple things up, but I kept the flavor of it because I think the composition was beautiful and just the idea was absolutely beautiful. And
well, when we chat, go ahead. Sorry.
Just going to say the colors you had done are just breathtaking.
Oh yeah, I love Sanju. Sanju is over in India, and he's done a lot of these for us. And he actually just sent me. You just finished, and we approved your famous funnies that he did.
Yeah,
and we're going to be showing that off a little bit later on in the show. But I love Sanju's stuff. I really do.
I do too. I think I'd like to see him do that other one that I sent you this week too.
Oh yeah, I saw the flats for the Star Wars.
Oh, okay, but I was talking about that other one I sent you because I'd like to. I think he's so good with fire effects and whatnot. I think maybe the GRP.
Oh, the Ghost Rider Punisher piece.
Yeah, I think maybe if you decide to have that done, maybe we'll have him do that.
All right, sounds good. Sounds good. Mr. Joe Rubenstein, how you doing, sir? Legendary Inker has joined us, and your timing is perfect. Let's just roll back one if we can. Look, just like that. There we go. I don't think I've ever seen this from you, Joe.
No, it's new.
Can you tell us a little bit of the how you got on this book a little bit?
You know, most of my relatives lived in Israel. Would they be referred to as sand Jews?
I have no idea.
Wow.
That's how I heard it. I don't know.
Wow.
No,
Okay.
no.
What's the question?
I can't remember.
If I said that to my
How
wife,
you got
she'd
in
strike
that
me.
book?
I know you've talked about the Wolverine #1 ad nauseum, but have you ever told about how you got on the book? Like how did the job fall to you?
In the olden days, before electricity, you would have to live near the offices in Marvel's offices, and I'd go up there. And I knew Frank. Frank and I are about a month apart in age, and he was this kid who was trying to break into comic books and was starving. And I knew him, and I inked his first Daredevil cover, I think because he just knew who I was and wasn't sure if somebody good would get it.
Deathstalker.
What?
Deathstalker, right?
Yeah. And remind me to tell you a story about that. And so I was up at the offices. Frank walked up to me and said, "Oh, we're doing this miniseries on Wolverine. You want to ink it?" I go, "Yeah."
with that passion, I guess.
Yeah. It's a job. Yeah, okay, I'll do it. Sure, whatever.
Don't feel bad, Fran. He does the same thing when I pitch something to him.
Right.
Hey, do you want to do a really cool Star Wars piece? Yeah.
It's funny. I just watched the Doors movie again last night. Hey, Mr. Morrison, you want to come down from there and record an album? Sure.
Yeah, but what I didn't know about Wolverine is eventually I would have a 4-foot tattoo of him on my back. So it's
Thanks for sharing.
Yeah.
So I have a question, Joe. Were you like a little bit excited, like a lot of excited, or a little bit excited, or you just thought like anyhow, it's just another job, or you have something like, oh, really, I want to do this or not?
I probably thought of it as just another job because I was getting a lot of work in those days. I mean, I was like everywhere. And I also get bored real easily. So like I'd be like on 3 issues of the Hulk, and then I'd leave just because I didn't want to do it anymore. And I was a fan of Frank's Daredevil. They were great, and Klaus was an ideal inker for him. And then I thought, well, you know, maybe I'll do it, and I hope it's okay. And the thing that I didn't tell people for a long time is I was embarrassed by the job for like 25 years because I didn't think I did a good job on it at all, because I thought what Klaus was doing was just perfection, and what I did didn't look a thing like what Klaus was doing. But the difference
was what Joe does.
What?
It looked like what Joe does, and that was
does.
excellent.
But what happened was Frank decided to give himself a challenge. So he was trying to break the Kirby barrier. And what that means is you draw a whole book in 1 week and it still looks great. So he drew one of those a week for 4 weeks. And they were layouts in comparison to Klaus, who was getting full pencils.
Right.
So there was an awful lot more of interpretation for me to do, which is why it looked like the way it did. So after 25 years of being embarrassed by that series, I looked at it again and I went, oh, it's not so bad. I mean, I forgot my expectations and just looked at it for what it was, you know. And I think Klaus liked it. Frank liked it.
Were you inking a book a week as well, or not?
Oh, no. It took forever. I mean, I didn't know what I was doing. The first one, I mean, memory distorts, but the first one might have taken as much as 2 months, which is a ridiculous length of time. And the second one, 6 weeks. And I was done with the fourth one. I think it was a professional rate of about 2-ish weeks. You know, but I just didn't know what I was doing, and I would call up Frank and go, what did you want in panel 6? Did you want a black there? Why is this so big? Did you want more fur? You know, and I was always calling him, asking for clarification. So, and by the way, Night Stalker, John, if you're still there, what's your name?
Step out for a minute.
Fine, I want to tell you a story.
I'll be right back.
Be a man. Listen to my story.
John's on the floor hitting his medical alert bracelet.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the ambulances.
John's saving a life.
I just love how you just kept on talking and nobody's ever followed up on the fact that Joe just admitted he had a tramp stamp.
Right.
He also at that in the back.
All of a sudden, I pictured Joe's got like a 12-inch Wolverine going up the middle of his back.
My wife, have you heard stories about my 12-inch Wolverine?
Yes, I hear it cuts deep.
Yeah. So it's connecting. Cover your ears, Francie.
I'm doing that. Believe me.
All right, we've gotten off track here.
How was it being raised by the nuns, by the way, Francie?
Well, I don't know. I keep wondering the same.
Okay.
All right, let's put a pin in that story for a second. Okay. All right, Mustafa, you've been really quiet and patient.
I was going to dedicate the rest of the show to John's memory. He's back now. So.
I had to check on my dog. She got hurt the other day, and she's outside. So I'm just.
Oh no!
I'm being a good daddy.
Okay, now I hope you all feel guilty now.
We do.
4 stitches, $400. Remember that.
Oh my gosh! $100 a stitch.
Wow. Okay. All right. Speaking of stitches, talk to us about this one, Mustafa.
Speaking of stitches, okay, so it's let's see, it's Wolverine taking down a Sentinel, or as a friend of mine said the other day, is he fighting Iron Giant? Which that makes me laugh every time I hear it. Yeah, just I didn't have a Wolverine print, and I was thinking like something that would look good on a cover of a Wolverine book, and so me and my buddy from high school, Pablo, we knocked it out at a show, and yeah, people seem to dig it, so that's what it is.
Pablo drew it or colored it?
Pablo did the pencils.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, whenever I look the expression he has is the same frustration I have when I'm trying to rewire my entertainment system.
Is that you? Yeah.
Or talk to us.
Your TV is a Sentinel.
It basically feels like a Sentinel. It's basically the finest technology 2001 has to offer.
There you
the year, not the store. All right, so we've got that one. What do we got next? Oh, I got a Lion-O. There you go. There's a Lion-O. All right, so
hey, I have a Lion-O here if you want to see it.
I do. You know we will want to see it. Just put a pin in it. Just let me finish this
Enough
up,
with
and
the
then
pins.
we'll pull out your Lion-O.
Hey.
All right,
what have you
guys.
heard?
So these are our featured art prints. Let's throw up the 9 one more time because it took a while to get through them today. So you're probably asking, how can I get one of these featured art prints? We got 3 ways. Number 1, start throwing up a bunch of comments and questions, and you will go into a draw. Each comment and question goes into a draw, and the lovely Lovejeet will pull a name out and hand it to me because it's a lot quicker than me just pulling. If you're a winner, she will get a hold of you, and you can pick a print of your choice. Number 2, if you just can't wait, you just say, I want this. Say, for example, Bob McLeod, claim. The lovely Lovejeet will take care of you. Number 3, if you go to MBartist.com and you put any of these images into your basket, whether it's fine art, platinum, or canvas, on the checkout, if you put in the promo code free shipping, you will get exactly that. You just pay for the cost of the product. Those are the 3 ways you can get your featured art prints, and we want to thank everybody again, and we hope you see something you like there. All right, let's get back. Mr. Joe Rubenstein, you had a story.
I think it was Marv Wolfman who invented the Night Stalker character. That's his name, the one from the Daredevil cover?
Deathstalker.
And I said, Marv, I think he's an incredible concept because it's terrifying to think that if he touches you, he can kill you, but you can't do a thing to him. So a couple of months later, I'm reading some article, and it says, Joe Rubenstein, creator of Deathstalker. I go, where did that come from? It's like the distortions. You know, when you read history, why do you believe a word of it? I mean, it's like 500, 1,000 years later, and a week later, the story is wrong.
Right.
You know, so, but it was just odd that all of a sudden I'm the creator of this comic book. So.
Hey, speaking of Marv, you remember when Jack Kirby came back and was doing Cap in the 70s?
Yes.
And then it ended, and they did a few issues of, it went into like Frank Rob, or it had been Frank Robbins. Well, then it went into like some fill-ins in between. Or went into fill-ins between the Frank Robbins stuff, the end of the Cap Nomad thing, and then it went into Kirby. There's an issue in between that Frank did pencil, and I can't remember who inked it. It's a totally different look, and Marv wrote the story. The whole issue
Miller
is Cap.
drew?
No. Frank Robbins. I'm sorry, Frank Robbins. Right. And Cap's flying back from the trial of the Falcon in L.A., just trying to get back to New York. So it's like a bridging issue. He gets on this plane by flashing his Avengers ID as Steve Rogers, gets on it. And what he doesn't know is it's like a crime syndicate flight. And they're going to crash into the World Trade Center. And the number of the flight is Flight 911.
No kidding.
No.
Yeah, when I rediscovered that a couple of years ago, I actually emailed Marv, and he's like, did I write that? Yeah, you did.
What issue is that?
Wow. Oh, God, it's like one. Oh, geez. The cover is Cap, and Cap falling out of a plane as Dr. Faustus kicks him out of it. It's before 200, probably like 193, 180. I don't know. I'll look it up and let you know.
Yeah,
but
please
I read
do.
that because I read that when it was new, and of course didn't mean anything then.
I'm gonna have to go through my Cat back. Let me know because I want to go through my Cat back issues and see if I have that. I'll bring
And this
it
was
in.
roughly 1975.
Wow.
Yeah.
If anybody out there, just off the top of your head, knows the Cap issue that John's talking about, drop it in the comments. That's very cool. Very cool.
Very
All right,
weird.
so one of the things I want to bring up, I'm pretty excited about the shows that are coming up. I do know that some of you have been doing the smaller shows, but we're starting to get ready for the big shows. For us, the first big one for everybody here, I do believe, and tell me if I'm wrong, is MegaCon, correct? Everybody here is going to MegaCon? Oh, except for John. You're coming 2 weeks later for UltraCon, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I'll be on the beach.
For UltraCon, Mr. Larry Kenny is going to be there, the voice of Lion-O and Quicksilver, amongst other credits. And I had a vision, and I asked Mr. Joe Rubenstein to take my vision and turn it into Joe's vision. And
Quicksilver and Bluegrass.
Oh, sorry, Bluegrass and Lion-O. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
UltraCon, that's right, Luke. UltraCon. And so those are 2 of Larry Kenny, and he's going to be signing all of these for us. And drum roll, please, the big unveiling.
Me.
Oh,
Check
there
out.
it is.
Oh shit!
Look at that.
Look at that.
Isn't that awesome? That
I
is
quit.
sick.
I quit.
Okay.
Isn't that awesome?
Damn it, Joe, you're so good. I have to yell it.
So, guys, this
Too
not
good.
only is this going to be available at UltraCon and signed by Larry Kenny, but the original is also available, and it is beautiful. It is stunningly beautiful. If you have any interest in that original piece, feel free to DM me, and we'll see if Joe's willing to let it go. I think for the right price he is. But I showed the convener.
It's 16 by 20.
16 by 20. Is it oil? Or
no, it's acrylic on canvas.
Acrylic on canvas. It's beautiful. All right, so just out of curiosity, because I know you asked me for some celebrity likenesses. Which celebrities did you pick for the likenesses?
Nobody.
Okay.
Not this time. I mean, the guy looks like a lion. I mean, geez, what are you gonna?
The guy. Okay, there you go.
He's the guy from Beauty and the Beast, Ron Perlman.
Ron Perlman?
Oh yeah,
Very
yeah.
cool.
Ron Perlman looked like a lion. So yeah.
Very cool. Anyways, I showed the convener that, and he was like, "I want one of each. I want a fine art, I want a platinum, and I want a canvas." Just like that. It was just. It's phenomenal, Joe.
You know, you don't have to believe me, and memory distorts, but just that guy, 5 hours.
Wow.
Just that guy, 5. Because I kind of changed directions and what am I doing and where am I going with this and how much do I do and all that stuff. So it's like I should be a professional and plan these things out and have roughs and concepts, and I just sort of start. And it's like, oh, it's getting redder here. Oh, okay, I guess this picture should be more red, and it just goes where it goes.
Those look amazing. Anyways, let's go around the horn and see, because everybody here is going to be at UltraCon, guys, and we're excited to be coming to West Palm Beach the last weekend of August. There's going to be an UltraCon exclusive, which is going to be Wiz Comics. Everybody here is taking a Wiz to UltraCon as Mustafa rolls his eyes.
Yeah,
so
that's fine.
Let's go around the horn and see where everybody's Wiz is at. Francie and Mustafa, how's your Wiz coming?
Well, I don't know. We showed it off last week. It's still, our Wiz is still there. I don't know.
It's waiting for coloring.
Colors.
Oh,
yes.
you're gonna put some color in your Wiz.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Actually,
What
we are
color
not
is it
putting
Wiz?
we are not putting color in our Wiz. Somebody else is gonna do that.
Oh, I see. So it's off to the colorist then?
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool. Do you have it handy real quick there, Mustafa, just so we can show everybody one more time?
I do not. But if you give me a second, I can go.
All right, we're gonna give you a second. We'll drop down to Mr. Coker. Mr. Coker, how's your Wiz coming?
Oh, inks are finished. Made some decisions as far as what the coloring's going to be like, and now just got to move on to that good old coloring process. A new headache.
I loved how it turned out, because I know we were tweaking it and playing with it. You got something you can show us?
I have it on my iPad here. I'll see if I can bring it in close.
Check this out, guys. Look how cool that is.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a classic. It's a classic robot pose, and the original was rather flat. So what we wanted to do is give it some depth and perspective. And as Jamie was fleshing out his roughs, I loved the idea of having one of those rock'em sock'em robot moments and blending in a little operation with his nose flashing off. I thought that would be kind of cool. Have you enjoyed working on it, Jamie?
Oh yeah. Trisha's said I've probably spent too much time on it, but I don't know. It's like every time I turn around, there's just like a little something I want to add to it. So then do that, and then I go away from it, come back, and I do a little something extra to it. And it's at the point now where I just need to get those colors in there and the lightning and all that good stuff.
What you showed last week is so far my favorite comic you have worked on, and you haven't have it, and you didn't show it finished. You just show like the progress. but like the action and everything you had there is my favorite so far.
Very cool. Very cool. So we go from Jamie, we go up to the square above for the block. Mr. Hebert, you finished your whiz a long time ago.
I took a fast whiz, yes.
There's the classic. You knew
Yeah.
somebody was going to do it.
Yes, I know. He finished
Sorry
it a
for
long
that,
time ago.
Sorry, Francine.
I still think that was funny. I was like, all right, guys, pick a whiz. And and Fran goes, we want this one. Oh, boy.
Yeah, but you didn't mention that John did his long time ago. You just say, okay, it's time for everybody to pick the cover they want to do. And I was like, yes, this time I'm gonna pick like I'm gonna be the first person to pick one. He's like, I'm gonna pick this one. We're gonna do this one. And then he didn't tell me anything. Steven just started laughing and told me, and said, let me show you something. And then show me that image. And like, oh no. Yeah.
Sorry about that.
Oh, I mean,
I'm glad it shook out the way it did because the one you and Mustafa came with looks great.
Oh, cool. Oh, well, anyway, here's this, actually.
There you go.
yay.
Yeah.
There's the whiz.
Yeah.
There's the whiz.
Very
If ever
cool.
a whiz there was. Wow.
Ba-dum-bum-bum. And Joe, yours is
I'm
TBD.
having prostate problems, so I haven't gotten to my whiz yet.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh.
But by the
Sorry
way,
about that.
speaking of where are we going? Palm Beach?
West Palm Beach. Yeah.
West Palm Beach. There's an ancient Hebrew prayer that says, "Dear Lord, please don't let me become an old asshole living in Florida." So
My wife's aunt lived there. She was one of the people involved with the battle over the hanging chads and whatnot a few years ago.
Oh, wow.
So
She was
when
on
we
the right side. She was on the good side of it.
So when we get to West Palm Beach and we see Joe's lion, we'll have to be sure they're there for his autograph and not for a tongue licking.
I would just like to state, as an older white guy, my views are not those of an older white guy. So
Back at you.
okay.
And it keeps getting me into trouble.
Yep. Where you live. Yeah.
So with the shows coming up, guys, is there any particular show you guys are specifically looking forward to this year with opening up and everything? Jamie, what are you looking forward to?
Probably New York. New York would probably be the top of my list.
Why aren't you the voice of Darth Vader? Okay.
I am your father.
I love how Lisa just made a cameo appearance.
Right. That was actually a ghost.
She's just like,
She listens to this show. She has suffered.
Brendan Halperin says he's looking forward to Chicago in December.
Yeah, C2E2 is fun.
Yeah. I love C2E2.
Never done it.
I'm
never
looking
done it.
forward to Washington State, June 18th through 20th. That's coming up like 10 days or something.
Oh, you're going to be there too. Awesome.
Yeah. Are you too?
Yeah,
You can buy me dinner.
I will.
You guys can
And you have proof.
But don't expect anything. All right.
Oh, I don't know. Let's see if I can my cards right.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
maybe.
Wow.
Maybe.
Come on, rules of the road, Joe.
Yeah. Okay. You know what
It
happens in Washington
It just
State?
depends on how good the dinner is gonna be.
Yeah.
There you go.
Seafood.
Hey, come on, a little dancing, you know.
A little
Oh, no,
song,
that's
a
too
little
much.
dance, a little salsa
That's-
on your pants.
That's too much.
Okay.
Good.
I can't promise that.
Chuckles a clown reference.
Thank you.
Hey, Mustafa, do you want some dessert or do you want to see my tramp stamp?
I can't pass up dessert. I don't know.
See the
Mary
devil?
is dead. Mary is dead, and Mr. Grant is still alive. How is that
Yeah.
justice? He's the last one.
Yeah, but he was the only one with a real social conscience.
Yeah. St.
And
Kevin's
Ted
is a
Knight
good
was
one.
originally from here. He was from Schenectady.
I hear nothing but bad things about him. But
So,
But it was,
Mustafa-
and it was almost Jack Cassidy.
oh, really? Oh, good casting.
That part was written for him.
Oh, he turned it down.
Yeah.
Schmuck.
So
Yeah.
Mustafa and Joe are going to be in Washington. I believe Chad's going to be in Washington as
Yep.
well. So The three of you can all go out for dinner and slag me at will.
Well, you can tell nasty stories about me when I'm not there.
That's
Just
right.
pretend I
It'll be
stepped
3
out of the
hours.
room.
It'll be 3 hours behind, so it'll be fine.
Just pretend I stepped out of the room.
Mustafa, you're looking forward to Washington, and Joe, is there a specific show you're looking forward to, or is it all just old hat now?
I have an old hat. I bring it to the shows. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't even know. You guys back me up on this. You guys and gal. You go to the airport. You go to the convention. You go to the hotel. You do the convention. You get dinner. You go back to the convention. You go home, and you wonder, where were you? And literally every convention I'm ever at some point I sit there and go, where am I?
Oh yeah.
And I gotta go find the program book. Go, oh,
Yeah.
When
okay, all right,
When I still had a career and was doing shows all the time, I got to that point because so many like the Marriott hotels look the same.
yeah,
And I would wake up and be like, where am I? And that used to happen quite a bit.
I mean,
Yeah, I could get into a full panic if you ask me, "Hey, where were you 3 weeks ago?"
right.
Like, I have no idea.
It's like conventions look like conventions, but then again, some places you go, and it's like, oh, the guys have crew cuts and tattoos, and you're near a military base, or you're in a particular state where the women are short and fat, and the guys are tall and thin. You go, oh, I know what state I am, but I'm not going to tell you. And it's just like, or for Stephen, Dave Ross said to me, if you blindfolded me, took me in an airplane, flew me around, and dropped me back in an airport, I know I'd be in Canada because they all have round heads there. Okay.
Wow.
He's a Canadian. So
I don't even know how to interpret that.
Neither do I.
So physically, the people change. Some places more tattoos. Some people are fatter. Some people have more of a mixed ethnicity. But the conventions, they look alike. So you don't know where you are. And then you go to a restaurant, and there, you go to Applebee's or Friendly's. Like, oh, now I know where I am.
Do you think that is on purpose? Like all the conventions kind of look the same?
Well, I mean, what are they going to do?
Well, they follow what's
Stand
successful,
and kind of
Like, oh, this works. Let's copy
This works. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but imagine if somebody did like a different, you don't know if it's going to work or not until you do a different type of convention.
And then there's the confusion where there's people who go from convention to convention, and it's like, Hendrik, what are you doing here? So, I was in the state, and I just saw you in North Carolina, and now we're in Colorado. It's like, where am I?
Well, the worst is when the conventions are kind of in the middle of nowhere, like maybe 30, 40 minutes from an airport. There's no walking distance to like a restaurant or hotel. Then you just feel like you're isolated.
In one convention, the restaurant that was closest to the hotel was Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
So I had to, because I saw it on the menu. I ordered I think it was bacon with powdered sugar.
What?
And then so
that's kosher.
I'm trying to live past the age of 30 because everything in the South is fried or pwned, right? And so I said, okay, I'll just have a side of apple slices. Okay, and it comes in swimming in caramel.
I know where I am in the States based on how they say my last name. For whatever reason, the further south I go, the worse the H is silent.
So how do you pronounce it then?
Aola?
Yeah, they go Aola. Hiya there, Stephen Aola.
I was afraid it was gonna be never mind.
I get that too. That's definitely Texas.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hey,
speaking of where all my exes are, ladies and gentlemen, another surprise appearance by James C. Mulligan. How you doing, sir?
I'm well. I just was waiting around like Hamlet's father to materialize.
Well, there you go. You did a very classy beaming in, and we're happy to have you. We were just talking about the shows that are coming up. We're all excited.
I know. It's nice to get back on the horse.
Absolutely.
We gotta have a horse.
Yeah. There's got to be a joke there somewhere. Really.
Everybody has a horse in Disney, right?
And the horse you rode in on, James.
And the
And the
horse you
horse
rode
you
in
rode.
on.
Range Rider.
Actually, that's funny. I was doing a show in Fort Worth, and they actually had a cowboy on a horse in the convention center, like completely covered in gold.
That sounds amazing.
It was
I
weird.
think that's probably in West Hollywood as well.
I was at a convention where the karaoke host was Kato Kalin.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
know that show very well.
He's getting
It's a lot
some
of
work
wizardry going on.
You got to make
Yeah.
a living, you know.
Yeah, I heckled him.
So did he kill that night?
No,
Oh,
he never does.
Too early?
oh,
He just witnesses it.
right.
So one of the things that Joe brought up, James,
Yes,
that I
and
want
I.
to throw to you, have you ever been to a convention and forget where you were? And how long did it take you to figure it out?
Oh yeah, and I think back on a convention about where somebody got a commission or something, and I have no idea where it was. If it was North Carolina or Lafayette or wherever, yeah, all the time. I regularly wake up not knowing where I am, and that's not like a
Yep.
that's not a, that's not
Happened to me
a drug
too.
or a drug joke. That's like
Right.
that's a not knowing what, especially when things are busy. It's a good thing. It hasn't happened for a while, unfortunately. But,
Yeah. Well, here's an interesting thing, because I know mostly pretty much everybody here will take an airplane where they're going to the show. Jamie has a professional mystery machine, and he drives everywhere with his lovely wife Trisha. Jamie, have you ever had that problem?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so 2019 we did 45 shows out of 52 weeks. There were legitimately times we could not remember where we were the week before. Could not remember. We had to think of like little things like, wait, oh yeah. Remember that guy at the desk with the lazy eye? Or hey, do you remember that?
You know that guy
waitress
too?
who treated us really bad at a restaurant? That's the kind of stuff we would have to remember. Or remember that cosplayer who's really cool? That's the kind of things we'd have to remember where we were the week before. Yeah, it was little things like that. Or looking at a calendar.
James, what show are you specifically looking forward to this year?
oh gosh, well, a bunch of them. I'm doing Vienna. I'm doing hopefully MCM London as far as international shows, but really looking forward to doing stuff with you guys, doing with the gang in person. So hopefully Canada will happen at some point. But the Florida shows. So we got MegaCon, we've got Fan Expo, which is happening coming up in is that Salt Lake City, I think.
Yeah.
And of course, New York is the granddaddy of them. New York, Miami, Seattle, and Chicago. Which that's like the week where I just have to pack like snow clothes because everybody's gonna be freezing their tail off because it's Chicago. Seattle's cold in December. New York obviously is bloody. Can be bloody freezing in October, depending. The weather can be gorgeous or it can be freezing. Or, obviously Chicago in December. I don't know if anybody's experienced that, but
I've heard.
yeah.
I love the fact we're going to be in Chicago in December. You guys are all going to be in parkas. I'm going to come down in a hoodie.
I know we're talking to Steve. He's going to come out in his Borat mankini.
Yeah.
I went to Vegas, and apparently I arrived at where they had the most rainfall in a single day, and I was renting a car, and they said, "Are you sure you want to rent a car today? It's horrible out there." And I looked out the window, and I was like, "It's just rain."
This is a Tuesday.
What are you talking about?
And you don't even live in Vancouver. Imagine that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Mustafa, you were telling us how like you guys got a couple inches and the whole city shut down.
Well, yeah, I mean, we don't have the infrastructure to handle that stuff. And parkas, we don't have parkas. We have like maybe a leather jacket, but we don't have anything for like 10 degree, 7 degree weather. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, no, it was terrible.
So I guess you're doing some shopping for Chicago then, eh?
No, I'm just going to bring a lot. I'm going to bring every jacket. I'm going to wear every jacket at once. I'm going to wear every sock.
The basically the secret, Mustafa, is layers. You just have to have several layers. That's it.
Because as soon as you get inside, then you're going to be like super hot. So like I start shedding all that stuff off. Yeah.
Well,
So
and it's a
basically-
great way to save weight for carry-on.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Exactly.
So basically,
Yeah.
Mustafa is going to be Joey from that episode of Friends.
I'm going to be Joey. Exactly.
After one of our shows, when we're all together, and after the show is over and we're sitting in the bar telling more stories, remind me to tell you the story about the male nude model in the art class I was in with the layers. Remind me to tell you that story.
With the layers.
Oh, you
Hopefully
might
it's
as well
clothes.
know it now.
Okay,
Wow,
it's,
layers
a
and
very,
clothes.
it's a very specific one, so I think I can remind about it. Yeah.
If you want to hear it now, I can do it quick.
Yeah, go for it. Why not?
Really cold.
Yeah.
Okay, really cold night. Old fine arts building, space heaters and a fan, 3rd floor. You know, this old townhouse. And this guy comes in, and looks kind of heavy set, short guy, long scraggly hair, knit hat on, big coat, scarf, big boots, big baggy pants on and whatnot, mittens. Teacher says, "Okay, time to undress." So he starts taking the mittens off. He's got gloves under there. Under the gloves, he's got the gloves without the fingers on. Takes the boots off. God, I don't know how many pairs of socks on. Okay. Takes the pants off. Under the pants, he's got sweatpants. Takes the
You're making
The
me
big
kind of
sweater.
hot, John.
what's that? What's
You're
that?
making me kind of hot.
Well, that's the idea.
Wait for it.
Daniel.
Wait for it.
So he can, the big line was, "Sorry, there's no music." So anyway, then he takes the pants off. He's got sweats under there. Under the sweats, he's got long underwear. And I think he might even had a big pair of like gym shorts on. He takes God, what did he have on? He had a sweater on or a sweatshirt, or he had a hoodie underneath. Then he had a sweater. Underneath that, he had a couple of shirts. It took him 10 minutes to get undressed, right? Finally, he gets there.
It's over.
Pretty much. He gets the long underwear off, and you can see every bone on his body. This guy is just rail thin, right? I mean, you could see his spine, his hips, so he was fun to draw. So we start working, and the fan kicks in, and the space heater, and all of a sudden, everybody's kind of going, "What is?" And there was just this funk, right? So 1 by 1, 2 by 2, people are like, "I gotta go get coffee. I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta go outside and smoke." And there was just a smell of body odor and stale wine in that room. So finally, somebody gets the story. The guy's homeless. The only way he could make $20 an hour at that point was to pose in this school. All the clothes he was wearing was all the clothes he owned.
Oh man.
Oh my God. And I had been a student advisor at that college. So I said to the one teacher, I said, "Look, why don't you tell him as a gesture of goodwill, tell him to go over to the gym, go down to the locker room, take a shower." It's goodwill to him and certainly to us, It was like, oh
Yeah.
God. It was just like, it was used wine. I mean, that's the only way I can describe it. Oh, it was brutal. 3 hours of that.
I had a female model once that when she was done, she dressed on stage in front of everybody. And it was quite erotic. And when you're done, it was a fully clothed woman. It was like, it's just the opposite. But it was like, nobody ever dresses in front of everybody.
No, step out. We had a little old guy named George who mostly when you finish the drawing, the models would put on their robe or whatever, and then they'd come around and look at the art too with everybody else as you critiqued it. Not George. George stayed completely naked. He'd walk right up to you. "Geez, I really like what you did with that."
Right.
Step off, George.
Right.
And George
So-
was somewhere between 60 and 200 years old,
Right. So, but they didn't have clothing then. So
Apparently not.
Madonna used to be an artist model in New York, and she posed
Yes.
for my friend at the School of Visual Arts. And instead of changing in the little cubby hole that they give the models, she insisted upon changing in the ladies' bathroom and left her clothing there. And when she came back, they were all gone. So my friend gives her his jacket and sweatpants to wear and drives her home. So an interesting brush with fame, or soon to be fame.
She
Okay,
didn't-
that's a great
Somebody
idea.
stole her clothing. Damn it.
And the janitor wondered why there was a spiky bra in the bathroom.
Right. And he was grateful for
They
it.
probably took it because they thought it would hurt somebody.
No,
It probably
it
looked
was
good.
New York. It was the third one that week. So
It was the third one.
Seen it.
We actually, I remember we did a life drawing class, and it was probably the first time the class had. So the model comes in, and she's got implants. So the class is trying to draw her and everything, and the instructor basically says, "All right, everybody, stop! This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. Everybody, bring up your drawing and lay it down." So everybody laid down their drawings, and he proceeded to rip everybody apart because nobody could draw implants properly. So literally for the next hour, he showed us how to draw implants properly. But it was just amazing how like something that doesn't look natural when you try.
And today that man works for Image Comics.
Right. Actually, I had a model yesterday, one of the best models I've ever had, and she was a bodybuilder, and of course you lose body fat when that happens, and she had 2 salad bowls on her chest. I mean, utterly, completely geometric, separated spheres. So, and when I show people the drawing, I go, no, that's the way they looked. I didn't get it wrong. So.
I told you guys a story about that.
Isn't it? That's the thing is implants, they look fake. So when you draw it, they're going to look fake.
Right. Now, I told you guys the story about the girl in class that freaked out when the guy dropped his robe, right? She thought he was deformed.
Oh, no.
You're going to tell us now.
I could have sworn I told you guys that.
No.
Okay, story goes around college. I wasn't in that class, but my girlfriend at the time was, and I heard the story and I mentioned it to her. She's like, "Oh yeah, I was there." We had this one model named John, and this was not me.
Sure.
He was a very, very pretty English boy with a big strawberry mustache, and he would, make eye contact with a different guy in each class, and kind of smile at him, and then you'd have to erase what you drew and draw it larger. And anyway, wow, nobody reacted to that. So
no, just not paying attention.
He was very European, if you follow what I'm saying. So he was intact. He was the only model we had that was. Okay. So I mean, people had made comments about it before, but whatever. So I'm not even in the class, but I hear this story. This girl comes in, sits down. John gets up on the stage, drops his robe. She sees that and freaks.
Oh.
So yeah, because she'd never seen that. So she leaves class.
Wearing a sweater.
Bingo. So then
he's ready for Chicago in the winter.
Everybody's laughing about it for like a week or so, and then it goes on to the next thing. Somebody else did something stupid, and you forgot about it. Now it's about 5 years later. I'm at a convention in Bennington, Vermont, at this country club, and here's this dude that I got to be good friends with that day. He was opening a comic shop in this area up in Saratoga, and he had his girlfriend with him. And she comes over and she goes, "Boy, you look really familiar. Did you go to?" And I said, "Yeah, And she looked familiar too. She had a unique look." So we get talking and we're telling war stories back and forth and about school and this and that. And I throw that at her. She was very pale, but she went dead white. She goes, "That was me."
Oh.
And I was like, oops. She really had like a conniption from it because she genuinely thought this guy was deformed. Her then boyfriend had to pull her out of class and his father had to explain it to her. Isn't that the point where the government steps in?
We want religion.
I was like, oh my God, I'm sorry. And she's actually the girl that Death was based on from The Sandman. That's why I thought I told you guys that story.
You did, but we wanted to hear it again.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And I'd like to hear it next week also.
I want to see what you guys are working on, by the way.
All right, let's do show and tell time. Jamie, what do you got? Oh, Jamie, you show us something.
There's a gentleman who reached out to me. He does custom toys. And he takes existing toys and messes them up or whatever, combines with other thing mashups. And me being a mashup artist, when he approached me, I was definitely interested. So he's doing a Mortal Kombat Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles mashup. So this is I have to do 8 characters, and this is my Shao Kahn Shredder.
And now, of course, your
Oh
video.
no, he's frozen.
Jamie.
He's in carbonite.
The drawing looks just like Jamie.
It does.
This happened
It's so
like in
lifelike.
purpose, right?
Those fast naps are really refreshing.
Oh, he's back.
Okay. Sorry.
Oh, he's back.
Oh no!
He's gone.
Come
John
on.
goes at the same time.
French-
You guys are like part of a union.
Oh, actually, Francine, what do you got?
I need to share my screen because I'm working on digital this week.
Okay, while you're sharing your screen, Mustafa, what do you got?
Well, let's see. Got the Wiz thing, and then currently finishing up this beast. I need to finally just knock it out here. Wolverine and a Venomized.
Pull it back or zoom it in a little bit. It's hard. It's a little blurry because of the.
I can zoom in.
Zoom in, yeah. Zoom in.
Yeah.
Some craziness going on here.
Holy
That's
shit.
cool.
You do usually the inside details and then work out.
I'll do the bold lines, and then I'll do the fine details after.
Well,
Like
but
the
I mean,
bold
in that
lines
big
just kinda-
figure on top, there's rendering in the middle of it, but you haven't done the contour yet.
I've been working from bottom to top on this one. So like the bottom is almost completely finished. It's the top that I have like the details, like the arms.
What are you using pen wise?
Why?
For your ink?
I use synthetic Kuretake brushes and then Copic, just the cheap Copics. I used to use the Crow Quill and dip pins and all that, but it's faster. It's faster, and I can do the same lines. So I just use that.
Awesome. Beautiful.
Thank you, man.
Francine.
Inking a page of the pages that I showed last week. I just doing it like slowly on my own pace. And yeah, I'm not like I have the sketch over there, and now I'm just inking.
Are you using a Cintiq?
Yeah, kind of. This one is another brand. Is Huion or something? Huion. I don't know, something like that. But it's kind of like the same. It's like a screen monitor.
Cool.
Is this your own book, or is this an independent from somebody?
No, it's my own story, and it's based on a story that I did like 100,000 years ago.
Wow,
So,
I didn't know you were that old. You look great.
Thank you. 20,000 years haven't been that bad for me. So yeah, it's based on that story that I did like very long time ago. So I'm just like taking these characters again and giving them like a spin. The thing that I like about this is that it was very fun, and usually I stopped doing like comics, like comical things, funny things, and I want to see if I can take that again, because I just looking at my old work, the characters were like very funky and they do very crazy stuff, and I start doing lately more like superhero things and they look more serious. So I just want to see if I can like make a mix between my old stuff that I felt it was more funny and the new stuff that I work on.
Cool. I see that Jamie's back. Jamie, quick, before you lose your video, throw it up.
Okay. All right. So sorry about that. Here's the Shao Kahn shredder I was working on there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Cool.
And then one other one I can show real quick. Rocksteady Goro.
Cool.
I say to you what my mother said to me: can't you draw something nice?
John, you're up. What you got?
I got two. I got the Ghost Rider Punisher piece.
Oh, there you go. Wow. Dude, that's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I love all the details, but you always do super cool details, John.
And this is actually a cover for a small press comic that I had to get done. I found it months ago. It's called Wicana.
That's nice.
Yeah. Thank you.
Beautiful.
That has some feel of your the Jungle Book one cover you did.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. All right, James. We went around the horn. Oh wait, we didn't do Joe. Joe, you got to show him your painting again. You ready to get knocked on your floor, James?
Well, he's seen it. I emailed it to him.
Oh, did you? All right.
I always give him my feedback without a tinge of jealousy ever. Oh my god.
Kurt Russell vibe up there. I like it.
But what else I'm working on are 3 Jose Luis Garcia Lopez recreations.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Dude, that's
Oh, I
incredible.
remember that one too.
Whoa, that's beautiful.
Oh my God.
So yeah,
That one I don't remember.
Joe, please tell me we can turn the first 2 into prints.
I think DC Comics would come down on you. Actually,
Who?
okay.
Who? All right, I think we went around the horn. I think it's your turn, James.
Oh,
We did the game of we show you ours. Now you have to show us yours.
I did these 2 little fun watercolors the other night. This was a fun little watercolor. And then I'm not sure if this is Snape or Oscar Wilde, but
It's Oscar
Aren't they
Snape.
the same?
yeah, that's a Joe Rubens joke. And those are just watercolor. And then this is I think you guys might have seen this. Did we do I don't know if we did something with this, but this is an oil Hulk that I recently picked up from a gallery that's going to a collector. And then this is a piece. I've got a show coming up in Hawaii next month. So this is a piece. This is called.
Stunning.
I'm trying to get the right angle. This is called Beauty Tames the Beast.
Gorgeous.
You can see you can see the camera sucks. Sorry guys. The size of it. Hopefully, there we go. A mirror image here. And then so that's acrylic on canvas, and then I've got this.
That piece was so nice.
Yeah, I saw that piece. That's awesome.
That's great.
Which is kind of cute. So that's going to Hawaii, and then I sent this to Joe, but this is I cannot claim this piece, but this is a Tom Lovell original.
Wow.
Oh wow.
That I purchased that I couldn't afford.
Wow.
Did I tell you that I called him up once?
No, what
Wow.
he answered your call?
I called him up just to say, you're great. You're the best. I just wanted to tell you you're wonderful. And we spoke. And in his book, he said, I didn't learn anything in art school. I said, what does that mean? He said, how do you neutralize a color? And I went, uh-oh, this could go really bad. And I thought, well, you put the complement in it or some black. And he went, that's right. And I never learned that in art school. I went, okay. But, it's like, call up the old guys. Tell them they're great. Lots of people forget them.
Well, I never have. And I mean, between my love for Leyendecker and Lovell and, some of these guys that are just like that. If I had all the money in the world, I would just collect great art all the time. So
there was an illustration show at Pepperdine University, and I walked around in it with 4 or 5 other guys who were good painters. And as we would get to each painting, we'd all go, I give up.
Yeah.
What's the point? I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. And then you go home and paint better.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Inspiration is the key. Not to follow up, but I actually had somebody contact me that's going to be going to West Palm Beach, and she wanted to know if I had any of my Little Bear stuff. So here you go. Here you go. We're going to go from classic paintings to Little Bear. There you go. So there's the original Little Bear.
Oh, that is so cute.
Yeah. So back in the old day, and then I have all the roughs and all the sketches in the back. So I got that one. But back in the old days, so they transition. Here's Cardcaptor Sakura. I know there's somebody watching who's a big Cardcaptor Sakura. So there's the original. But if you notice, the way we had to do it, it was early days for Photoshop. So they wanted me to make each character be able to be inked on its own. So that's why it looks like an X-ray. So all the characters are different colors. So what they would do is I would hand it off to an inker. They'd do each character separately, and then they would rebuild the elements in Adobe, which back then, I guess that's 1.0. And then you would get something like that in the end, right?
Thank God you handed it off to an inker and lesser talent so you could do something more important.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, like start a company.
Yeah.
Anyways, no, some really great work. So we're at the top of the hour, so let's do a reset. Ladies and gentlemen, we are the artists of MBartist, and we want to thank everybody for joining us. If you're watching us, you're probably doing it either on YouTube, Facebook, or the Collector's Toy Shop. We want to thank you all, and I have been seeing everybody's comments at the side, and Eric out there has been weaving you guys in and out as we go, but we have featured art prints, so let's walk through them real quick. We've got Bob McLeod's Uncanny X-Men. We've got Chad Harden's Wolverine.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Francine Delgado, Champions. Jamie Coker's Mandalorian. James, tell us about this piece.
That was a piece that I did. Obviously, I have a friend that works on the TV show Mandalorian, and I've seen some of the original concept art for it, and I just loved the idea of doing something that was very concept arty. So there you go.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I love it. It's just the fact that it's got that abstract flavor. You can kind of see paintbrush strokes. It's very cool.
Thanks, man. When are we releasing that?
It's out.
It's out. All right. Well, it said coming soon, so I didn't know if it was out or not.
Yeah. Well, we we need to update the website. We can grab that from the website. It is available on the website. It is ready. Joe Rubinstein's Wolverine #1. And Joe, interesting side note of this, in the Comic Connect auction, a Wolverine #1 limited series 9.8 went for over $1,000.
The original to that was in a show in Seattle, and it was insured at $350,000, which was good to hear since I got 60 to ink it. So.
60,000. That's good. That's
60,000 yen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. John Hubert's Uncanny X-Men.
Wow.
Thank you.
Mustafa Musa's Wolverine Sentinel.
Gorgeous.
And I threw up a Lion-O. There's my Lion-O. All right, so let's go back to the 9. How can you get one of these? Well, you guys have already been starting with your comments and questions. Keep throwing in your comments and questions, and you get a ticket that goes into a draw. You could win one of these babies, but if you can't wait, just put in, for example, claim Bob McLeod or claim Mulligan, and Love G will take care of you out in pit. Or number 3, go to MBartist.com. Fill your cart, whether it's platinum, fine art, or canvas, and we will give you shipping on any one of these 9 fine pieces. Except for the Lion, because that isn't up on the site yet.
Stephen, are
Yes,
any
sir.
of the fans asking for another uncircumcised penis story?
I wouldn't know anything about that.
I'm glad you asked, Joe, because I'm just about to go through the comments now. Let's see.
Okay.
Somebody did add that the issue of Cap was 192.
Okay.
Yes, I saw that. So catch up. A couple of the artists weren't here, but tell that story once again. That was pretty cool.
Not that story.
No, not the. So James, Captain America 192 apparently is a story about Captain America. He's in a plane. It's going for the World Trade Center, and it was flight 911.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Written in 75 or so. Yeah, 75 or 76. And when I rediscovered it a few years ago in a reprint, because I had the original. There it is, Captain America issue was 192. I actually contacted Marv Wolfman who wrote it, and I said, "Geez, he goes, did I write that?" That was his actual comment. But yeah, it's a plane full of villains, and they're going to crash into the Trade Center.
That's insane, man.
Isn't that bizarre? And flight 911. I mean, my God, come on.
Yeah, that's crazy. By the way, Joe, my English girlfriend who you did that beautiful Vision piece for, I think is watching. I don't know if she's commenting, but say hi to Charlotte. She absolutely was floored by your beautiful commission that I got from you.
Charlotte, I'm pleased and honored to finally know your name, because I've always referred to you as the beautiful Brit. And I was never corrected.
Wait, her name's not Brittany?
And right. And if you have a sister or a mom who's available, we'll talk.
There she goes. She says,
There she
"Hey."
is.
Sister or a mom.
Or Bob. You notice how he starts at the bottom level, eh?
Her mom is actually quite lovely. I'm
I'm sure. Look at the genetics.
I'm smelling a double date.
Oh
That's
my
the
God.
model. That's the model from the other story.
Yeah.
There you go. Brendan has a question. If you could only choose one of your pieces to be your legacy, what would it be? Or have you created it yet? Jamie.
I did by accident.
Oh man. I don't know. I try to have a sense of humor about a lot of things, especially more serious things. I always try to look at the bright side of things. I would probably say, strangely enough, probably my Bob Ross Deadpool, because it's something that people see and they just laugh right off the bat. I mean, I think it's all about just making people laugh for me. So yeah, that'd probably be the one.
James.
Whichever piece gets me to the paying the child support for the month, I would say. But
Oh my gosh.
I begged you not to have children.
I know how he's friends with Joe now. They are the same.
But yeah, I would say any piece that I have any piece I have from Rubenstein, I would say would be my legacy. But no, I haven't created it yet.
There you go. There you go. John,
still to come.
John, kick it up.
I don't think I've done anything significant enough yet. Maybe I still will. Maybe I won't. Still kind of in the background. So yeah, I don't think I've done anything that significant.
Mustafa.
I was gonna say what Jimmy said. Like hopefully I haven't created it yet, but if it's the stuff that I already have, I might lean towards Jamie in something more humorous. So the Deadpool versus Spider-Man, where he's throwing cans of bug spray at him. The artwork, like it's technically sound, but it's really silly and really goofy, and I have it as my banner. So like that's what I would go with, I guess.
Very cool. Francine.
Great.
I hope I haven't created yet because I'm very like self-conscious of everything that I do, and I criticize it like super hard. And I think like nothing is good enough yet, so hopefully I haven't done it.
Coincidentally, nobody's good enough for you yet, Francine. So.
No, Joe, you are great.
Thanks. The Wolverine thing I did, and I guess I'm happy that it's there. But one day I was doing Superman for 7 years, and this cover showed up in the mail, and it was a single figure standing there against the black background, and I inked it in about an hour, and then I felt a little guilty, and I went back and did like another 10 minutes worth of work, and I mailed it in. And what I didn't know was it was the new Superman with the new Superman costume, and it was going to be the most publicized piece of artwork I will ever do in my life, because it was in every magazine and newspaper in the world saying Superman changing. So you never know what you did today will wind up being some sort of a classic, totally out of your control.
Was that the blue and red Superman?
Yeah, the
Okay.
electric guy.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what it was. I just inked it and mailed it back, and suddenly it's in Time magazine and every place else in the world.
Yeah, that was Superman's new Coke.
Yeah, nobody liked it either.
For me, I'm with you guys. I'm a believer that not believing that you've done something iconic kind of spurs you to grow and reach that next milestone. But for whatever reason, out of all the stuff I've done, there's this one show called Maggie and the Ferocious Beast. I don't know if you guys ever seen it. It was on PBS for 2 years, and it was from a children's book. But you sometimes will have it. People will flip through my book and they'll leave it there, and people will say, "I don't know this show. I didn't want to remember this show, and I'm not happy that you just reminded me about it," and we'll walk away. So that's probably what I'm going to get stuck with. Maggie and the Ferocious Beast.
You should take that out of your book.
But people buy it. It's like there's no middle. Either people start yelling at it for no reason whatsoever, or they buy it. Maggie and the Ferocious Beast. There you go.
What was wrong with the show?
Yeah.
I don't. It was a kids show. I don't know. They don't really pontificate on it. They just
Why
kind of
people
have this
hate it?
emotional outburst and leave.
Public urination.
More than
Maybe
once.
it was one of those subliminal evil things where kids would see this face coming out at them while you grown-ups thought you were just doing a cartoon. Or maybe they just saw you, Stephen.
Maybe. I have that effect. Brandon wants to know who has plans for Chicago in December.
Do
I
we?
think everybody here
in layers.
I think everybody here is going to Chicago except for Francine, right? Francine, you decided Seattle.
Yeah, Chicago is too cool, and I will die there. Seattle is less cool.
So basically, everybody here except for Fran will be at C2E2 in December.
And we're gonna get some really good deep dish Chicago stuff. And I argued with I've argued with actually Neil Adams of all people about whether deep Chicago or New York was good, and it just was no discussion about Chicago pizza being good at all, even if it was like great Chicago pizza.
Well,
and I'm a
also
New York
got-
pizza guy, but
Yeah, but look at
Also
New
got to
York.
get an Al's #1 famous Chicago beef sandwich when you're out there too.
Look at Neil. You know he's eating an awful lot of pizza.
Wow.
he's an expert. He's an expert on the. You'd think he'd be an expert on the deep dish, not the thin crust. But
But the deep dish in Chicago is called Giordano's.
yeah, I love. There's Giordano's
That was my favorite.
in Orlando and Tampa as well. So I'm happy to get Giordano's anytime I'm in Florida.
I can say that Giordano's must be the best pizza because I went there with Joe and he actually picked up the tab.
Yeah.
So there's
There
definitely
you go.
something in pizza.
Beefed it out. There you
They
go.
have Giordano's in Canada, right? Don't they have Giordano's in Toronto?
Nope. We don't have good pizza in Toronto. We don't have good pizza in Canada. There's like
Somebody was
good
telling
pizza.
me that some of the best pizza is.
Oh, sorry. There is a one pizza
Nope.
joint here in Vancouver, and it's the best in Canada. So maybe not in Toronto, but Vancouver has great pizza.
It's a low bar, Francine. It's a
Yeah.
very
No,
low bar.
it's not. I
He's
tried
used to Spanish pizza.
I tried pizza in New York, and I didn't love it. I'm sorry.
Brendan wants to know, Joe, does this mean the honeymoon with Francine is over?
It's, we're moving in together, so it's
Excellent.
and
There you go.
you know
Yeah.
we're gonna like mix like inks together and paint and swap too.
All right. I think we're
All right.
good night,
Okay.
Nebraska.
Moving on. So, ladies and gentlemen, we had we're about an hour and 15 minutes. We talked about shows. We talked about life drawing. We bounced around quite a bit. We had a surprise drop in with James C. Mulligan, which is awesome. So we're about to find out who's the winner of all these awesome comments and questions. Lovejeet is, she's like, oh crap, I forgot.
This is like a morning zoo radio show.
Here we go. Oh, we have a winner. And the Oscar goes to. Ooh, let's see if she's here. Ara Glez.
Ah!
Someone
Ara
knows.
Glez, if you're here, let us know. Throw up the nine. Throw up the nine featured art prints. Let us know which one you want. If not, no worries. We're only going to do one. And if we don't hear from you, the lovely Lovejeet will get a hold of you after the show. Right? She says yes. I got the thumbs up. There we go. We thought that would be a lot. Oh, she's here. Awesome.
you.
Congratulations, Ara.
Nice picture.
Let me know which one. If you're still here and haven't been chased away by Joe yet, feel free to pick.
Now there you go.
Feel free to pick an art print. Lovejeet's. Oh, and we need your shipping address. I've got a sign here that says, please DM me your shipping address. Not here. DM it. We don't need you getting all sorts of. Hey, look, Ara loves Joe. There you go, Joe.
No, there you go.
Thank you.
Just getting all the brunettes.
Yeah,
Brunettes
words. Talk is cheap. That's all I got.
All right, awesome. Ara's gonna DM us. All right, Ara, if you have one that you want to drop and share with us, feel free. And it's great, Joe, to know that you finally crossed that line from that being icky to cute.
Oh, she just said she loved Joe, but she chose John.
And back again.
All right, and the winner is John's Uncanny X-Men. Awesome.
Good choice.
There you go, John.
Good answer.
Enjoy.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Ara. All right, so let's close it out by talking about, is anybody got any shows this weekend? Mr. Hebert.
I do. I'm in Wayne, New Jersey for the Jersey Collector Fest.
All right, cool. Is that this weekend, Saturday and Sunday? John?
It's just Sunday.
One-day show? All right, one-day show.
Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, one day.
One-day show. And did you get your prints yet?
Yep. I did. And Mr. Bill Anderson will be going with me. We're going to be carpooling together, anchor extraordinaire, longtime friend. And we'll be down there all day Sunday. Come and see us.
Awesome. He'll remind you where you're at. James, do you have a show this weekend?
Dead silent.
No, I do have a show coming up in Fayetteville, North Carolina, the 19th, 20th, I believe, of June. So not this weekend, but the next weekend after that, Fayetteville. I'll be doing a couple days show there. Looking forward to it. So in-person stuff is great. I'm so thrilled to be out seeing people and. People see a lot of the states have dropped the mask mandate, so it's nice to see people smiling again. So it's nice.
Mustafa, where's your next show?
It'll be Washington State, outside of Seattle. Not this weekend, but next weekend, where I'll be having dinner with Joe. I think apparently.
Not if Ari is available. You're not.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Make sure you got room on the card. Joe, is that your next show too, Washington?
It is. I get to stay home this weekend and work.
What show is it?
Washington State. It's in I think Puyallup.
Oh, all right.
Washington State SummerCon.
Jamie, what's your next show?
Oh, my next show. I'm taking the rest of the month off. Trying to get caught up on the comic covers and commissions that I still have due. The next one isn't going to be until first weekend in July, and I'm in Midwest.
Awesome. And once again, a reminder, guys, that if you know about Jamie's Villainous Villains, he only has 10 fine art and 10 platinums left of the Shredder. And he's pretty close to being our first sold out piece. So get on it if you want to get that piece. Fran, when's your next show?
Oh, well, I think the first one that I will have is going to be with you guys. If I get my passport on time. I still don't have passport. So let's see what
How long does it take up there?
24-hour passport.
I don't know. It's like Costa Rica doesn't have embassy in Vancouver. They only have embassy in Toronto. So it's like a long time waiting at these places.
So she has to get a passport from Costa Rica to get it here to Canada so she go to the States.
No, I think I'm trying to get it on the embassy in Toronto, but they haven't answered my email yet. I'm still waiting.
Tell them who you are.
So we're hoping to see Fran at MegaCon.
Well, that'll be nice. Yes.
Yeah, hopefully I get to meet you in person.
Just wear comfortable clothes. Florida in the summer is a whole different story.
Oh yeah, I'm not looking forward for that. But
yeah.
I'm looking forward to meet you all, guys.
Jamie wears a thong, so he knows what he's talking about.
Oh. So, guys, just to let you know, everybody out
Am
there.
I telling the truth? Okay.
MBartist's first show with everybody is going to be MegaCon, and then we're going to be following that up with West Palm Beach's UltraCon 2 weeks later, where we will be helping out with the convention exclusive of Golden Age Tribute Wiz. And we will have the events module on all the artists' website up and running by the end of next week. So by this time next week, you guys will be able to go on MustafaInc.com, JohnHebertArt.com, JamesCMulligan.com, JoeRubensteinArt.com, and everybody else. And you can select whatever show you're at and either pre-order product for show pickup or even book a commission in advance. So that's pretty exciting stuff, and we're ready to get 2021's con season rocking and rolling. Any parting comments before we go out of here? Some words of
Yeah.
wisdom.
Jamie has a comment.
Oh yes.
Oh, right.
Like, comment, subscribe.
There you go, everybody. Like, comment, and subscribe. YouTube, Facebook, Collector's Toy Shop. We still got 6 minutes to kill. Anybody have any life drawing stories or forgettable stories?
I'm gonna say I'm gonna bow out just because I gotta go get my kids shortly. So I'm gonna bow
All
out.
right.
Love you
Go
guys.
bow.
See you soon.
James, it was great to see you. Thanks for stopping by.
Yeah, it's my pleasure, guys.
Bye.
See you all very soon. Keep making awesome stuff. Ciao.
It was funny because we had the perfect ending right there with like, subscribe, and all that type of stuff. And I looked up and I was like, oh, crap, we got 5 minutes still.
Yeah, come on, Steven. I thought we were timing this.
Okay, what you should have done was started going, Connie, Jane Meadows. All right, you could have filmed.
All I know is I can guarantee you Bob will not be showing up today because we've gone under the 12 minutes.
Yeah.
He's probably still working on his deck.
That's
all right.
Like,
I got a question. Is Hebert gone forever?
Well, he's gone dark.
No.
He's probably having problems. Hey, look on the bright side. Remember the first show we ever did, and he accidentally showed everybody what he was wearing, boxers and briefs.
oh,
So-
yeah, that was a long time ago.
Anyways, you know what? Let's wrap.
You know what I was thinking? Like maybe one of these shows we could do like an artist studio show over. So you show everybody your studios. Everybody can see where you work.
Oh, God, no. All right.
Oh, come on, Joe, show us.
No, I'm too sloppy.
We don't want to know what's in Joe's closet.
No.
I do.
There's no door on my closet. All right.
All we know is right now it's lots of leather and zippers.
I actually have.
And mine looks like the swamp from MASH.
Yeah.
But servicewomen are welcome.
Hey, Jamie, just out of curiosity, have you ever done any life drawing at all?
With nude models or anything like that?
Is there any other way?
Yeah.
Yeah, with clothes on. No, never done nude models. Never done
No?
nude models.
You know, they used to have one here before pandemic, of course. I don't know if they also have it in the rest of Canada, but they have one here in Vancouver called Dr. Sketchy, and they have like burlesque dancers. So they start like burlesque clothing when the show start, when the light drawing start, and they were like with music dancing and stripper, and at the end they finish like nude, so you can draw them. But it was like a process. They start with some clothing, you have like a little show, and you were drawing during the whole time. That was pretty cool.
In terms of life drawing, like everybody else has done life drawing. Mustafa, you've done life drawing, haven't you?
Yeah, not in a long time, but yeah.
Yeah. Francine, you've done life drawing, right?
Yeah.
So tell me if I'm wrong. Usually the process when you do a life drawing is that you start with 1 minute gesture, 30-second gestures, and then you'll work your way up to usually a 1 hour finishing point. When you guys ever did that, where did you find that you feel like you peaked during the process? Because I always find by the time I did the 1 hour, I just got stiff. John?
We never do the 1 hour.
I mean in terms of drawing, thank you.
Life drawing. Yeah, I get it.
Oh.
It doesn't matter what word I use. I get stiff, I get tight. I'm gonna hear it. So
I see.
This is where John has to learn to keep his mouth shut.
yeah, thank you,
Your
John.
Canadian sense of humor. I get it.
Things you can say at dinner and in bed with somebody. Try the German sausage.
Please pass the butter.
No,
Maybe we should have ended this 5
I'm
minutes.
not going to eat that.
That's good eating.
Mustafa,
Can we have some more, please?
did you find
Okay.
like where you would?
You may also say that was hot.
What's keeping the waiter? Okay.
Yeah, I liked the gesture stuff the most, like quick sketches. I like that, and everything else, like that was just too much.
Yeah,
John?
we also like a quickie.
Yes, exactly. Sometimes
I
a quick.
too. really help us.
Middle of the day, you
David's
just got to
telling
clear
you
your
some
head.
jokes.
You got to get back
Yeah.
to things. You just need just a quickie. Exactly.
Exactly.
I hate the early stuff. All it does is agitate me. It's
Steve,
like,
Steve,
what am I
Dennis,
supposed to draw
your
in
man,
30 seconds?
Steve.
You know. So when I get a chance to do a full drawing, that's what I prefer to do.
So what you're saying is you prefer when you have like an hour
Yeah. Or two.
or two. Okay.
I mean, if it's later in the day, then you can spend more time on it.
Okay. Why, Jamie? What are you? Jamie is disapproving.
Jamie's like, I'm not touching this. I'm out.
He is looking everybody with a very disapproving expression on his face.
Ladies and gentlemen, I apologize profusely. I had an out and I should have took it. That's my fault for trying to stretch something out that shouldn't have been stretched at all.
Again, the
Really? We're still doing that? Okay.
yeah. Again, the suggested stuff.
All right.
All right.
All right. Get your potty mouth, Steven.
Did you ever realize that even the word?
The good news is I don't think anybody's watching. I think they say, "Oh, okay, I didn't win. I'm out."
Could be.
All right, guys, I'm winding it up right there. I should have stopped there 5 minutes ago. Jamie, sign us off. What should we do?
Like, comment, subscribe.
All right. Good night, everybody. Get us out of here, Eric.